Hi guys, my name is Ria. I'm going to be your host for today. We're welcoming Innocenzo Rifino. He's
Good
here
morning
with
and
us.
nice to talk to
Good
everybody.
morning. Yes. So I'm going to talk a bit about Innocenzo. He is an industrial designer and entrepreneur born in southern Italy, educated in Milan and Northern Europe. After graduating in industrial design in 2007 at Politecnico Milan, he began his career in the product design department of Panasonic in Osaka, Japan. He completed several years of experience in interaction design and in 2004 founded the Habits studio in Milan. Since 2005, he holds courses at the Politecnico di Milano, Politecnico di Torino, the Domus Academy. In 2012, he completed his PhD course studying the physical computing applied in living spaces. Hi, Innocenzo. We are very excited to
Thank you.
have you
Thank you
here
for the
today.
introduction.
You're welcome. So lots to learn.
Yes, hopefully.
So I'm going to ask you, how did you end up in this field of
Yes,
electronics?
yes. It was not suddenly. So at the beginning, we were working in a different field that was the light and lamp design product. And around 2010, we had this switch of focus of our studio, of our practice from more traditional, let's say, Italian design products to the electronic field. How was it? Actually, it was a matter of also school and studies, because in 2010 I started my PhD. So some years after my master graduation that I got in 2000. So 10 years later, I went back to school and study physical computing in my PhD. And during this PhD, I met a guy, his name is Enzi, and he is the inventor of the open software and hardware Arduino. Maybe if in the audience there are people that are studying computer science or even interaction design, probably they know the name of this platform and community. And together with Massimo, I have some pieces just to help this open source board and software. And together with Massimo, also for him was the initial where this field of the electronics. With Massimo, that is him, maybe you see. Yes, we started making some experiments, actually during the PhD, because he was helping me to develop this solution of interactive environments. So just after the PhD, we started making some products embedding this technology. So embedding new interactive way to control. But with this bunch of items, we got somehow some attraction, some interest from the magazines, from journalists, especially in US market, to be honest. But let's say all over the world. And this was also the reason why we started get some interest also from corporation in the consumer electronics field, and especially among the other experiments, we did this product that is a lamp and speaker, almost till the end of the process, from sketches to the real production, mass production. The product is here in my hand. And this was the occasion also to make an exhibition during the Milan Design Week, and it was a starting point. So many companies were all over the world. So, Design Week in Milan is quite famous, many visitors. So we get in contact with many actors in this electronic field, and then everything started.
Quick question about that product. I've read that it um, it's intuitive, so it tells your mood. But could you talk a bit about that? That the colors change based on your mood.
Yes, yes. This product, as you can see,
Mm.
is light, so lamp in the front and speaker in the back. Is a kind of companion on your desk because can help reading. You can have background music during your studies, and we feel it's interesting because the shape itself is quite minimal. It's not that expressive, but the expression is made by the light itself and how the light comes out from the product with color intensity. And then also here the controller all touch, so it's everything gesture. That is our specialities, let's say. Because very often light is the way we give personality to products. Is a little bit our touch. Not only light as illumination, but light also as decoration sometimes, but mainly as feedback. I have also here another example. For example, this is a kettle, an electronic kettle with at the base you see is unlighted, and this light in the base is properly the feedback when the water is warmed up
Done.
enough or tells you about the process. So the light for us is a means, a way, an instrument, let's say, of expression. Is not only for functional.
Right.
And
Quite interesting.
maybe if you follow me, I can show you another product with light.
Hmm.
That is this one that gets
The
together
elastic one.
the elastic lamp that puts together the idea of the light and the idea of the interaction. If I get closer to it, so this is an elastic that goes from ceiling. Okay, this is a mock-up, very tall, from ceiling to floor,
Right.
and this product, okay, on the back there is the light, and can react to some actions that are very natural and intuitive somehow. So if you just
Oh wow.
pull, the light comes on, and then if you pull up, the light increase. If you pull down, the light decrease, as you can see.
Oh wow.
So pull up, increase, and
That's amazing.
we call this kind of interaction natural. And the balance between electronic and coding and design all together is mainly our poetic, let's say, poetic expression in our work. So sometimes in our portfolio we say that our poetics is actually this sense of wonder that we try to infuse in our products.
Right. It's again mirrored, but that's okay. We got the gist of it. So coming to that, I wanted to ask what led to this amalgamation of science and arts. Did you always have this like at the back of your mind, or is it a conscious effort?
Yes. I would like to make a couple of examples. How we try to merge this idea of science, technology, and art. For example, this is a lamp, as you can see. It's a very old lamp, because it was launched 2000, but very old, I mean 15 years ago, 2005 around. This lamp uses a kind of traditional bulb source, the fluorescent compact. Maybe if in the audience there is some industrial design, they know. The fluorescent lamp bulb is very effective in terms of energy, but not very nice in looking, but not nice light effect, because light effect is very flat. The color of the light is not great. So we come out with the idea of this transparent construction that you see here and here and here. The transparent construction actually is designed based on a principle that is the transmission of the light into transparent elements. So this is an optical, let's say, principle. But at the end, what we got is a transparent, completely transparent shape that can hide the bulb, that is not nice, but at the same time can spread the light like in a chandelier with multiple visible glittering sources. So this is an example how we mix scientific principles and aesthetics together. I would like to show you another example. Is this one. This one is different. So it's not based on a scientific principle, but it's based on a technology transfer. So as you see here, this is a bike frame detail obtained by using the hydroforming process. That is a process to shape pipes and tubes. We applied this process for designing this lamp. So a tubular lamp with a small nose. This nose is the power cord inlet. And this was the first lamp, since the power cord comes into the body from the side, it was the first cylindrical lamp with two spaces for the source. So one direct, like all the others, and one ambient towards the ceiling. So even if the shape is very traditional, but with this small feature, with this small technology, change the function, the look, and the perception of the product. The last example I would like to make you is this one. So in this case, the input was very technological because we were working with a company in the Japanese company, Panasonic, in the TV for TVs. And they involved us to get ideas for transparent TV panels. And we come up with this product that is kind of a hybrid between furniture, TV. So when the TV is off, it's not anymore at the black screen in your living room, but is kind of interior decoration. So contributes to the interior decoration. So in this way, in this case, we tried to mix this technology and scientific principle also with decoration. So those are three examples that I think can explain how the art, in our opinion, is in the way we balance principle, technology together in a way that is not properly explainable. Is a kind of comes out from the black box that is the creativity.
Right. Sounds like I think you use science to your advantage, and you make your aesthetics with that.
This is interesting.
Right.
Let's say that we have different way to keep us updated and, let's say, brainstorming on technologies. One is the experimentation. So we do experiment and we learn about technology independently from projects that we are running in that moment. And I show you that we have, if I can find this slide, yes. We have quite a wide workshop here. Maybe later I can show here in the studio. Very wide, large workshop equipped with all the fabrication machinery, CNC, 3D print, etc., laser. In this workshop, we buy all the new sensor actuators or boards or whatever we can find on the market, and then we try them. We try to mix them and to give them meaning in purposeful products. So this is one way we train with technology and we keep us updated. The other way is a little bit different, completely different. It's based on humanities skills, and we do a lot of research and user observation, especially using new media and new digital instruments. Like we do task and, let's say, diary activities with users. So we try to understand how they change their habits, and then we try to merge these two elements, so the user observation and the training in technology, to create meaningful mix that are the products, that are our products, our projects.
Right. So coming to that, could you talk a bit about your studio habits that you started, how
Yes,
it
yes.
started, and now
Uh, the,
long.
stu- the studio is a very, I think, nice story, very uh, simple also, because
Hmm.
myself and my partner, founder, Diego Rossi, we
Hmm.
were a classmate at university together. We were, yes, in Milan, in Politecnico, and we
Hmm.
started making our initial projects as university projects in the class.
Right. Hmm.
So we keep going on with this kind of attitude also after graduation. And
Hmm.
so we started alone, let's say, in two together, trying to
Hmm.
find situation, clients to do something.
Hmm.
At the beginning, of course, as you can imagine, it was a little bit hard.
Hmm.
But then, year after year, we accumulate
Hmm.
some experience, some connections, some products, some references, and then it became what we are now. That we are a group
Hmm.
of 30 people in two studios. The main studio is here in Milan. Then we have a branch just started in Bangkok
Hmm.
um, because we have, yes, quite a lot of interest in the Asian market.
Right.
And that is the situation now. And together with this effort in develop the studio as also as business, we try also to involve people from
Hmm.
universities, since we teach there for a long
Right.
time. We teach there at the end of the courses, so last year.
Hmm.
So we try to also to be in contact with new talents, younger talents,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we also try to learn from younger generation, and we also try to involve them in our projects and keep going on with the development of the knowledge, the know-how of the studio.
Right. And now I think you have some 30 plus people
Yes,
and
yes,
yeah, and
yes,
some
yes.
100 plus international awards you
Yes,
guys
the awards.
have under your belt.
Yes, the awards. Awards now in design fields is very famous. There
Hmm.
are 4, 5 global awards that are more trustable than others, let's say, more known around the
Hmm.
world, like Red Dot, IEF, G-Mark, and Good Design, Design Plus, these kind of products.
Hmm.
Yes, we generally apply with the project that we do for our clients, and sometimes, so quite often, we
Hmm.
got it. Yes, now I think we got under 30, under 40, maybe 10, 15 years. Yes. It's part of the work.
Brilliant.
Yes, we are
Yeah,
proud of those
it is
results.
fascinating. Yes. So, coming to research, I think you were talking about how important the process is for you. So, how do you kind of work with research? I mean, how is let's say, an average timeline that you have for a product?
I have a scheme also here to show you.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is this one that sometimes we show in our presentation. This is a kind of line brief from brief to launch the product.
Hmm.
And here is the area that is the exploration ideation that we feel that is
Hmm.
our best practice, let's say.
Hmm.
And here there is this point that is very relevant.
Hmm.
I don't know if
Hmm.
it's visible, this overlapping,
Yeah.
that is the proof of concept.
Hmm.
I would explain just two small detail about this
Hmm.
process that are
Hmm.
interesting in our approach, because this area is one, because exploration ideation is made by people that are design trained. We don't
Hmm.
have researchers that do just research. No, we have
Right.
design trained people that do research because they do research with the eye of a designer. So try to find the proper insight to innovate the product
Hmm.
or the field that they are researching on. And then also the communication between the research and the product design team
Right.
is very smooth because people, they talk same language, they have the same background. So, I think this is kind of peculiar of our approach. And then the other very relevant point is this, so the proof of concept, because as soon as we have ideas, we start to demonstrate and try with mock-ups what we have in mind. So of course, we go through sketches, modeling, rendering, whatever, but the initial part we try to keep as short as possible and soon try to make our ideas real and try to test them in prototype and mock-ups that works, of course, not works in full functionalities, but for sure we try to make them workable in the interface to demonstrate the interaction and the UX mainly. Because we have a team of engineers, of software, so coding engineers and electronic engineers that can easily make the real experience of controlling the product. And how long? Depends. This depends very much. For example, depends on the complexity of the product, of course. If we are talking products with the complexity of a lamp or a speaker, so small appliances, not super complex, I think that the process from idea to industrialization, mass production, marketing is no less than 1 year. For products that are more complex, like larger appliances, I think it is at least 2 years. In case of the involvement of very innovative technology, it depends on how the technology is mature. So maybe the process is even longer because the roadmap of the development of technology generally is 10 years. So depends at which point we jump in. Anyway, it's a long process.
Makes sense.
It's not only creativity at the beginning, it's to keep running and running all the process on. And to try to keep the quality of the idea till the end. That is not easy. Because it's a matter also of your personality, how you manage people, how you communicate and convince your shareholders. So it's a balance and art also in this phase of the development.
To keep, have your idea, keep going with it, I think. So talking about technology, so let's say you have a product that takes some 5 years to make. So how do you keep up with the technology that is advancing around?
Yes, as we were mentioning before, generally we use the technology, we start studying the technology and their application sometime before they will be launched as mature technology on the market. So we are in touch with the manufacturer, not only of final products, but also of chips and microchips and everything is inside the products, motors and whatever. Generally, they involve us, depends, from 6 months to years before the real launch. So this is the way we align, let's say, the final goal with the new technologies that are coming. So we know more or less what is the product for time for industrialization and manufacturing. We know how the technology will develop, and then we try to merge the two paths towards the result.
Yeah, I think because it's quite important to launch at a time when the audience is ready for your product.
This is tricky, of course, because technology can be ready from technical point of view, but sometimes it's not ready the market. I mean, people are not ready for the meanings that this new technology is giving them. So sometimes happen that we do products that when they are launched, they are not super, how to say, they don't create that much enthusiasm, but in 2-3 years, they become bestseller. You can be a good designer, it's not easy to guess the future. Anyhow.
Yeah, that's true. So I think Could you share some of the most memorable products or partnerships that you've had?
Yes, this is interesting, yes. So I showed before the lamp, no, this lamp.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that during the fair, where Design Week, where we launched the lamp, we met a lot of interest and a lot of people from companies. Yes. That time we also met a design manager from a Chinese company called Haier. It was 10 years ago around. And he had a look. We didn't interact, but some weeks or months later, I don't remember, we got an email, so a contact from the company, from the office that managed new partners. We got an invitation. So I fly there, and 10 years ago, even it is not a big time frame, but in the way that China is developing now, so 10 years ago is very far from the level where they are now. No? They are very, very much advanced. 10 years ago, not that much. So I was there. So the environment of this industrial platform was somehow different from what I was used here in Europe. I cannot speak Chinese that time, not even now, apart from a few words. Also there I cannot speak very fluently, but somehow we communicate together, and I showed our design, and I think they appreciated not only our capability in design, not only our products, but also our proactiveness, also our entrepreneurial spirit. To go there and try to support this initial relation. And from that moment, we started project by project, step by step, very little step, very conservative steps. And it was very useful because we had time to know each other deeply and go on and trust each other even more and more every year. And now we participate in the development of the product that are mid-term launch. So not only product for the market, so not only, let's say, product design, consultancy standard, traditional, but also product that will be launched in 5 years or more, so more explorative products in business. So this involves us from the research and understanding of the trends and possible future trends in the market, to the technology, to the manufacturing process, everything. So it's very challenging, but at the same time very involving and engaging for us. So I think that is very memorable, yes, partnership.
Sounds like a crazy story, ending up without knowing the language and still
yes.
Making it
at the beginning was kind of adventure, first time. But
I'm sure.
Now it's much more easy.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're running out of time now. I think I have one last question for you. Would you like to share some things that, aspiring designers like you were when you were beginning could use now?
You mean things that can be useful for young designers?
Yes.
Yes. My recommendation is that, design is not very, it's a discipline that is not clearly explainable by words or by exercises or by doing lectures. So my recommendation is to try and to work with people that are more expert with the aim to get in this process of interaction, working together, to get the knowledge. So yes, my recommendation is to, even in school, try as much as possible during university to make simulation or projects that are more similar to the reality with people that already have real project and real work to share, because this is in my opinion, the best way to learn this special discipline and art that is the design. I would like to make an example. We teach at university, as I mentioned you. We teach it the last year of the master. And what we do, because we think that is the main contribution that we can do to students, is that we try to make a course that is as possible, as close to the real development of a project. Because, we have this idea, since we are in Italy, that this kind of knowledge can be passed to younger, as in a workshop from the Renaissance, where you have the master, you have the expert, and you have the beginners. So this is the way that we try to replicate in the university world here in Polytechnic. So what we do are simulation, where we invite clients, so real customers of our studio or other partners, but from the industry, let's say. So in the class we have the three actors, teachers, so let's say the experts, the masters, experts. Then the students, the beginners, and then the clients. So with three actors, we try to share the knowledge in an informal way, but that in our opinion is the most effective. Of course, we try to explain the processes and whatever, but is this informal interaction that is very, very relevant in our experience and opinion.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
Thank you. Hope it works also for you.
Yeah, I mean, yes. It's trying to, I guess, absorb everything that you can.
Correct.
And hoping that it shows somehow, somewhere.
Yes. Because this process of development of your personality as designer is not only bottom up. So it's not only to be expected by the master or by the university, it's also from you. You need to build up your attitudes, your talents, what you feel that is better for you, and then you can build your way, your approach.
Yeah.
So it's both direction. Never miss the self-learning and self-pushing over your talents. Yes, that's my recommendation.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was great having you here. Really looking forward to all the amazing work that you do.
Please, yes.
Thank you. Yes. We're going to end this session here. Thank you guys for joining. Bye-bye, Innocenzo.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.